Welcome to today's video. We explore the 21 best boys club memes. We already know the big players that have performed well, be it Pepe, Brad, Landwolf, Andy, or whatever they are called. So all of the coins from the boys club, and precisely because of that, I see gigantic potential in this niche of meme coins. In our last ranking video, we looked at the top culture memes, and now, in today's video, we are focusing exclusively on the boys club memes. It should also be mentioned that not all. From the boys club coins, I have included all those that have a similar character style and can benefit from the boys club coin series. And for that reason, let's jump right into the content today and take a look at the 21 best. I really took the time to sort everything out here and rank it all. I also prepared chart analyses for you later, where I would personally find entry points. In fact, I am already invested in some of the coins. I think some of you might know which ones I am particularly heavily invested in. We'll talk about that later. Otherwise, of course, feel free. If you enjoy this kind of content, please leave a like and subscribe. It would really make me happy. Especially lately, the support has been incredibly strong. So, a big thank you goes out at this point. It is absolutely not a given, but I think some investors, especially in the German-speaking region, are waking up and slowly but surely understanding that meme coins are becoming indispensable in certain portfolios. Of course, at the end of the day, each investor must decide how much to weight meme coins in their own portfolio. But I think that even if you only invest 5%, it is already a smart move for the upcoming boom, which I have proven to be incredibly strong and will likely continue to assert itself. If you want, you can also watch this video, where I go into more detail about why I am so convinced of it, as well as what numbers, data, and facts we have at this current time. Otherwise, as you are used to, let's briefly move on to the disclaimer. It is very important to me that you listen carefully here. This video is intended solely for informational and entertainment purposes. I have not been paid or sponsored by any of the mentioned meme coins. Everything is based on personal opinion. Meme coins are highly speculative and risky assets, and everyone should carefully make their own decisions before investing. Please note that this is not financial advice, and consult a financial advisor if necessary for informed decisions. Investing in cryptocurrencies, particularly in meme coins, can be associated with significant risks and is not suitable for everyone. I want to make it clear that you are informed about this. But otherwise, let's jump straight into the content and not beat around the bush. I have set up different categories here, one of which I am very bullish on, making it the best category. Then we have top, which is also very good. Then we have good, okay, and then hero or hero. Essentially, these are just meme coins that could theoretically completely die off, go to zero, or of course completely explode with a 10, 20, or 100x return. However, this category mostly includes meme coins that are still at the very beginning. Most of them are under $1 million market cap, so you know that, as I said, it is highly risky, especially with individual meme coins. I will still say my own words about whether I am personally invested, whether I see potential and assess the general risk, so I will inform you if anything changes. Otherwise, as mentioned, let's start with the first one in the corn, namely Mother Bull on Solana. Here we have a beautiful chart in front of us with higher highs and higher lows, indicating a lovely upward trend. Therefore, I also see perfect entry opportunities here. I am already partially invested. The current market cap is 126 million, so with this coin over 100 million, it has already proven itself a bit. In my opinion, the risk here is manageable. I could also well imagine that MUMU the Bull will break $1 billion market cap. Otherwise, we can take a look here. It's simply about the fact that, as a meme coin, there is a kind of coup. And at the end of the day, the idea is that it serves as a mascot for the upcoming bull run, because MUMU the Bull is very close to the bull run, and therefore I can easily imagine when the bull run is officially initiated. Everyone is talking about the bull run, the bull, whatever you want to call it. This obviously benefits the meme accordingly. Otherwise, the artwork is really cool, I like it a lot, and they are also super active. One must say that there is quite a bit of marketing behind this. It is definitely on a different level compared to many other meme coins, simply because the foundation is solid, the meme itself is very good, and the concept is unique, so there aren't necessarily great competitors. I would say that with frogs, it's significantly worse. There are probably thousands of frog meme coins, but right now with a coup, this is the only one I personally know, which gives it a unique selling point. Additionally, the meme artwork is very good. And due to the bull run and the reference to the bull run itself, I can well imagine that MUMU the Bull will perform very well here. Therefore, I am definitely convinced and also very bullish. Therefore, MUMU the Bull also reaches the upper level here. Accordingly, otherwise, Brad is also an absolute classic in this context. Thus, it is the largest meme coin on the base chain. In my opinion, especially the larger meme coins on a certain blockchain have a clear advantage over others because liquidity seeps through here first. So when the base chain itself and the base ecosystem mature, Brad will always be the first to benefit. Of course, we must keep in mind that Brad stands at a market cap of 1 billion and is therefore already relatively high. So, in my opinion, this is not necessarily our 100x candidate, but still, over the bull run, I can well imagine that a Brad could achieve a 10 or 20x return, leading to a valuation of around 10 to 20 billion. I find this quite realistic because the base chain is very large. Coins is currently extremely strong in the market and is therefore an incredibly strong competitor compared to Binance due to all the spot ETFs, as all the BlackRock spot ETFs and Vanguard spot spot ETFs run through coins, which acts as the intermediary, and this is of course a significant advantage. That's why I can easily imagine that the blockchain and the entire ecosystem of Base will expand, and for that reason, Brad is relatively obvious in my opinion. So, you can't really go wrong there. Of course, this is not financial advice, but I would say that anyone looking for a safe bet in the Base ecosystem is well positioned with Brad. That's why I am generally bullish about it. It's a top meme where not much can be said. I think there is still a relatively good risk-reward ratio here. Then the next project is MAD, which is still somewhat new. We can take a look at it here. Current market cap is 9 million. Here we also have a relatively typical meme coin chart in front of us. We have basically seen the launch, the initial pump also totaling 3x. They have now been significantly punished again. They are also in a kind of bottom formation phase that I find relatively appealing from a charting perspective. But here one must be extremely careful because we are of course still very much at the beginning, and that is naturally the big question of what will prevail and what will not. But I really like the artwork here. The graphics, the memes themselves. I have to say, what is being posted is definitely very high quality and also very regular. As I said, I don't want to oversell it here unnecessarily, but I think there could be more happening here. It's not super bullish, but it's still a top meme that you should definitely keep an eye on. In my opinion, Hoppy should also be mentioned here. I am incredibly heavily invested and simply because I got in at the perfect time, so feel free to check out my YouTube channel. I have been talking about Hoppy for a very long time. This is one of the first meme coins I discussed. Back then, Hoppy even won the meme coin ranking 3 months ago, and of course I bought in perfectly at the absolute bottom. So, at this point, happy profits to everyone in my community because some really took the trade, actually more than expected. And back then, there were also some comments full of Hoppy, so you can take a look under the video. Even 3 months ago, we as a community became aware of it together, and I was already extremely convinced back then, and I am still convinced. I even think that at the current time, sure, we are at an all-time high, so one has to be a bit cautious, but possibly Hoppy will come back close to the all-time high, then I see good entry opportunities again. But personally, I am definitely done accumulating with Hoppy, so I won't be buying more in that sense, even though I see gigantic potential in Hoppy. As I mentioned, I should add that I am invested myself. Of course, I also have, in quotation marks, there is a certain self-interest in presenting everything positively, but I will still try to shed light on it as neutrally as possible. At the end of the day, it's a very good meme, and it's also directly a character from the Boys Club, specifically from the Night Riders, where there are also different subcategories. I know it's relatively complicated to understand the whole Boys Club ecosystem, but Hoppy is just one of the Night Riders, and thus a kind of little brother to PEPE, which is why I can also imagine that Hoppy will continue to grow. The meme itself is just great. It's a frog. Frogs are always very well received. It is from the Night Riders, so from the Boys Club, otherwise it is regularly posted here. The marketing is top notch. And the community behind it is incredibly strong. You can see that just from my video, it is the best example. Back then, when I made the video, I personally didn't know what would happen. I also wouldn't have thought that Hoppy would take off so strongly. But back then, all the comments were already full of Hoppy, and I personally wondered how it could be that Hoppy has such a strong community. But it is still so small, and that is of course a certain difference that will balance out later. And that's why my conviction was solidified back then that Hoppy will expand significantly. So, just a little fun fact at this point, by now, Hoppy is actually my largest meme coin in my own portfolio. And it wasn't even necessarily intentional, but I have built up a relatively good foundation here, yes, in that area, and since then, Hoppy has developed very well accordingly. So since the investment, I'm now at about an 8x, yes, that sounds about right, around a 7 to 8x, and that's why it's also my largest position, together with Turbo. So maybe some of you also know the meme coin Turbo. It is also one of the largest memes in my own portfolio, simply because of that, not necessarily because it was intended, but I invested about the same amount in the respective memes back then, and accordingly, over time, the position will naturally grow larger, and that's why it all comes about, of course. Over time, as the allocation grows accordingly, the individual investment will naturally become larger. That is completely logical. Otherwise, in case you're wondering, I have not sold a single hobby coin up to this point. So since I bought in here, at the current moment I am still holding. Just before the all-time high, I thought, okay, it might make sense to sell a small portion, but I am really convinced about Hoppy. In the long term, I can well imagine that Hoppy could also break the 1 billion mark or go even higher in the upcoming bull market. This is quite realistic in my opinion, of course, not financial advice, but I can really see it happening. Personally, I would start selling off around 500 million, I would say. That's when I take my first profits, just so you know. Of course, it is also foolish not to take profits after a 10x increase. But I am still very bullish, and as long as this upward momentum continues, especially since many other meme coins have been consolidating or not much has happened in the last few days while Hoppy is breaking one all-time high after another, that is really very crazy, and in my opinion, it would be foolish to take significant profits now. Of course, it's reasonable to say after a 10x, hey, I'm taking some chips off the table now. I might do that, but I'll pull out larger profits after $500 million. And before hitting the billion mark, I will sell a portion depending on how things develop. Hoppy, a favorite meme, is in the bullish sector. Morsa, Sai, and project is DUKO. At the current time, it has come back extremely strong, has also been pumped strongly a few times, and has now formed a strong bottom here. The current market cap is also 9 million, which for me is a similar candidate to Watt from earlier, if you can remember. That's why it's a top thing. Yes, it can definitely gain momentum again, again, but that might not be so good. As I said, with such memes, you still have to be extremely careful. Only maybe 1 out of 5 will succeed, if at all. There are also some that will die out and simply become irrelevant to the market. And with DUKO, it's also a 50-50 thing whether he will come back or not. That's why I would be a bit more cautious here. He is good, yes, I also really like the artwork. The community is somewhat okay, but in my opinion, there are better alternatives. That's why he is in the good category here. Otherwise, the next meme we are going to look at is PEPE. Everyone should actually know him, so all of you should know him. 3.8 billion market cap, so I'm talking about the big PEPE was, in my view, also a prime example of what can happen with Boysclub memes, and it was also a typical chart here. So, I explained it in the last video as well. With memes, you often have the launch, followed by an initial pump, then a small correction, that we can see here, then the next initial pump, and usually there is another sell-off of about 70-80%. I explained it in the last video as well. The golden mark is between 70 and 80%, which is what you need to pay attention to, then a long sideways consolidation phase, and suddenly it breaks out overnight, and so on. I could also imagine a few other Boysclub memes, of course not with all of them, and I also don't think all of them will reach the billion range. But still, PEPE has made it, and here, I can also well imagine that PEPE will become the new Dogecoin in the upcoming cycle, and that PEPE might reach around 40 billion, 30 billion, something in that range. So I also think that at the current time there is still a good 10x potential with PEPE. Personally, I wouldn't necessarily invest more here, simply because I have a significantly better risk-reward ratio with other meme coins. But still, PEPE is perfectly fine. It's a top meme. In my opinion, it's a bit too high at the current time to make an investment now, but still, at the end of the day, you can't say much against PEPE. That's why here in the top category is Landwolf, which has been performing better again at the current time, especially in the last few days and weeks. Personally, it's not a favorite of mine, with a market cap of 65 million. It's a good meme, in this case on Ethereum, and it actually exists again on Solana. On Solana, it has completely tanked. Personally, I am not a big fan of the meme, simply because it doesn't really appeal to me, and I see clearly better alternatives here. At the current time, Landwolf is also fine, so for me, it's a good meme coin. It's not bad or anything, but there are simply better alternatives. Otherwise, the next meme coin, MELLOW, to be honest, I considered whether to even include it in today's video. This is absolutely high risk, really a 10 out of 10 in terms of risk. You have to be really careful here, but it's a similar meme to those from the Boysclub. It's supposed to represent a kind of bear. It could work out, but it might not. So for me, it's very clear that it's a candidate for hero or hero. Otherwise, the next meme coin from the Boysclub is the only cat, which for me personally is the main unique selling point. Market cap is 290,000, so you have to be extremely careful. 10 out of 10 risk. This is also an absolute top or flop situation. It could completely explode and go through the roof because it is simply the only cat from Mad Furry, so this coin could really take off. We also see the artwork here, which I personally like quite a bit, and there could be significant potential, but it is still incredibly risky because this project doesn't really have a track record yet, and also here, a community must first form, so the whole thing definitely needs to develop over time, therefore it's clearly hero or hero. Then the next project we are looking at is Andy, which is also quite appealing. Current market cap is 120 million. I am relatively bullish about this one as well. As mentioned, it is also one of the Boysclub. We see the artwork here. Everything is relatively similar. I really like the memes. They are posted regularly. It is definitely a candidate that is good for me. Maybe even makes it to the top here, depending on how it develops. So the meme itself it's top, you can't say otherwise. Nothing outstanding right now. So, a bull would definitely not come in here, but I would personally classify it somewhere between good and top. Now let's talk about the next meme coin, which is incredibly exciting, because this is, so to speak, the little brother of Hoppy, and it is FEFE. We can take a look at it here. Also from the Boysclub. Similar design to all the other memes, so also from the comic itself. Here again, a kind of frog, and here it must be said that FEFE is also a unique comic character from the Boysclub. So this is not just any frog that has been copied again. It's basically a knockoff of PEPE, because that's naturally the first thought that comes to mind, that it somehow tries to imitate PEPE. But in fact, he has his own character in the Boysclub Coins series, so I can well imagine that he could also go wild. He is still relatively at the beginning, at 6 million. It should be noted that I am personally invested here as well, because I can well imagine that the hype around Hoppy will spill over to FEFE. Many investors see the Hoppy chart and think, okay, that's silly, now it's too late, I'd rather go into FEFE, the smaller brother of Hoppy, to squeeze out more profits here. That's why I made a small investment. One must be extremely careful here. 6 million market cap, one has to be cautious. But still, it's a good meme. And here I am also very bullish, although you really have to be careful here. As I said, it's still completely at the beginning, FEFE, but I really like the meme itself very much. Your next Boysclub meme is BIRDDOG. It hasn't performed particularly well lately. Because of that, and also due to the chart performance, I am not particularly convinced by BIRDDOG anymore. I was actually briefly invested a few weeks ago, but I sold the position again. The meme itself is good, and I can imagine that there will certainly be another pump. However, in my opinion, there are better better alternatives within the Boys Club ecosystem. It's a good meme, but neither outstanding nor bad. That's why I would categorize it here. Then DRAGGY is the next meme coin we can take a look at. Here, the chart also looks very bullish, with higher highs and higher lows, which I really like. I can also imagine that the all-time high will be broken soon. Current market cap is 6 million. Here we are dealing with a kind of dragon, which I believe is relatively unique, as we don't know this kind of thing from other memes. I really like memes in general, so you can definitely see that everything is going in a very similar direction. The whole comic style is seen repeatedly, the posts are good, the marketing is okay, so we see this again and again. Regular posts, sometimes 3 to 4 posts a day, so quite a bit is being implemented there. That's why I can also imagine that he will really step on the gas again. DRAGGY, that's why I'm putting this one in the top category as well. Now let's talk about the next meme, which is currently really escalating. We can see it here. We had a strong pump in June. Here in the case of Hoppy the Bat, it's basically a kind of bat in that sense. And here we have also broken through a new all-time high. It looks very strong from a technical chart perspective. I am not invested in this case because I had better alternatives. But still, I am also surprised by the chart development, so I like it very much. It could also be possible that we come back once more. We are entering the retest here. One could consider making another investment here if it comes back. I also really like the meme itself. It is also a proprietary character from the Boys Club, created by Furry. I like it. The posts are good too. They are posted regularly. We can see here that the marketing is right. So here I see a similar potential as with the others. It's difficult to differentiate there. For me personally, it's also a top meme that can develop well. Then we come to the next meme, which is what? I am personally invested here as well. I have repeatedly bought more on the way up. So the charts, as you can see, all look relatively similar. But as soon as a breakout occurs here, I can also imagine that something similar could happen with what relatively quickly when new all-time highs break through, resulting in a similar trend as with Hoppy. That's why I am personally quite convinced about what? It's one of the better memes because we haven't seen a rat like this in the meme coin space yet. It's also another unique character from Mad Fury, so from the coins. By the way, these are also the creators of Pepe, so now you know, and I really like these memes because it's a rat which you haven't seen before, and it could become the biggest rat in that sense, and the first rat that really competes with other memes. I know it always sounds a bit strange when trying to argue why a meme can take off, but at the end of the day, it is the meme concept that certain animals or narratives perform best, and I could imagine it similarly with What the Rat. Simply because other boys have already set a good example, I can well imagine that some will follow suit or and especially of course more independent characters. They might even have an advantage. So it could even be better than FEFE, because many might then think, okay, FEFE is just a small knockoff of a hobby or something else, so it could naturally be that something like this could also take off. That's why I am also invested in What the Rat. That's why, in my opinion, it's also a very good meme. It could almost go into bull, but I'll just put it here in top for now because we need to wait and see what happens. A market cap of 5 million is of course still completely risky, so we are still at the beginning. The next meme is MELLOW. Here we are as well. Also, in my opinion, we are close to the breakout, which is extremely interesting from a charting perspective. One of the Boys Club is already visible here on the right side of the image. Everything is heading in a very similar direction. And in terms of the memes, at the end of the day, everything is good and fine. The question, of course, is what will prevail and what will not. Ultimately, it will be the investors who decide in which coins, in which meme coins, they will invest. But here, the marketing fits as well, so I would also categorize MELLOW as good. The next coin we will look at is FLAPPY. Here is a similar chart as well. The charts all look very similar, frighteningly similar, and in some cases we have already seen this breakout. So there are some Mad Fury Boys Club memes that have already broken out and reached a new all-time high, and there are still some that are still on the ground. In my opinion, these are perfect entry opportunities. That's why I will now take a chance here at FLAP, simply because there is a perfect support zone below us, and there has also been a nice bottom formation overall. And here, in my opinion, it is just a matter of time until FLAPPY returns and reaches the next all-time high. In this case, it would already be more than 10x, 1400%. It's definitely a trade that can be taken here. Of course, it is also absolutely high risk with a million market cap. You really have to be extremely careful. I can't emphasize it enough. Be really cautious and only invest play money in such meme coins. But here I see quite good potential from a technical chart perspective and also from a meme perspective, and simply because FLAPPY is still so small and has to prove itself first, I will just categorize it as good for now. As mentioned, one must be careful, you should only invest play money. Otherwise the next meme coin is now very exciting because we are dealing here with the creator, specifically Furry himself, who is the creator of the Boys Club meme series and the Boys Club comic series. We can take a look at this, and I really like this meme a lot. If other Boys Club memes have performed extremely well, then it could lead to the effect where people look at Furry as the creator and then create a meme point about it. So here you definitely see the reference to Boys Club. You can see the overview again. There is definitely some meme potential here. The meme itself is great, and simply because it is, so to speak, the leader or creator of the Boys Club, I see a lot of potential for the future. The chart here also looks relatively good, or rather very similar to the other charts, and here I can also well imagine that sooner or later we will return to the all-time high. Current market cap is 1.5 million. For me, it's quite clear that if Boysclub memes really take off, Mad Fury will definitely achieve another 10, 20, or even 50x. However, if the Boysclub memes are no longer really that popular and perhaps new narratives emerge in the cryptocurrency market, in the meme coin sector in general, then it is also quite possible that Mad Fury completely dies out and no one is interested in Boysclub memes anymore. That's why you definitely have to be careful here. But still, I really like this meme and I like it much better than the other Boysclub memes. That's why I'm putting it here under top. One could almost categorize him as a bull, but I just want to be cautious with such small memes. That's why I classify him here as a top. Then the next Boysclub meme, Spike, I also like very much, and it is technically very interesting. That's why I'm making today's video. Simply because, chart-wise, things look very good. And in my opinion, you can read the entire psychology of the investors from the chart. And that's why I'm making the videos right now. Because I can well imagine that we have some things ahead of us with certain Boysclub memes. Here, the market cap is 1.8 million. Spike is basically a kind of dinosaur. I really like this meme a lot as well. Some posts are also more unique. In this case as well, posts are made regularly, so at the end of the day, it's always the same. It simply depends on what resonates best with the investors. But for me personally, Spike is one of the better ones. That's why it's also a top meme that is being categorized here. Now let's talk about the second to last meme. FOFAR has also been gaining momentum lately, so we can see it here since the bottom. Now overall already at 2x, I actually started investing a bit a few days ago, just so you know, 3.4 million market cap. Here too, we have a steady upward trend in the last few days. That's why I see good potential here in the short and medium term. I can also well imagine that we will break through the last all-time high in the near future. From the current point, that would also be a 2.5x return that one can take advantage of. Here, especially with such memes, I am always a fan of pulling out the initial investment. So as soon as a doubling has occurred, I take my initial investment out and let only the profits run. This is definitely my personal strategy. The meme here is relatively similar as well. I actually like it very much. The design and the comic itself are appealing. That's why FOFAR is also a top meme. It is categorized accordingly. Then PONKE just had a breakout. It's one of the larger meme coins on Solana, already with a market cap of 275 million. The marketing from PONKE is really gigantic, so I like it a lot. They are also active, whether on Instagram, TikTok, or other platforms that you don't usually see from meme coins. That's why I see a clear advantage here over PONKE, simply because the marketing is a notch better than that of other meme coins. However, it should be mentioned here that PONKE is not a comic character from the Boysclub, so I have simply tried to focus primarily on the Boysclub in today's video. But I also wanted to include some memes that go in a similar direction today, just so you are aware of such opportunities and chances and don't miss out on them. Also, PONKE is one of my larger meme positions in my own portfolio, so I am also relatively sure that PONKE will perform well again. It has already proven itself, so it hasn't just been around since yesterday. Also here since the end of 2023, there are also steady upward trends present. So here too, a long-term beautiful upward trend line with higher highs and higher lows, just as one would want it. And here too, I am relatively sure that the billion will be broken soon in the upcoming cycle. That's why it is also very clear to me that this is a meme in which I am very bullish, which is categorized up here, just like the other memes. This is definitely what the current distribution looks like. Please make sure to write in the comments how you would categorize the individual Boysclub memes or the memes from today's video in general. I would be extremely interested, of course. Otherwise, feel free to share your general opinions in the comments. Perhaps you also have some insights regarding your meme coins at this current time. Yes, of course, I also want to benefit from my own community here. It is certainly a great advantage when you can grow together. If you might spam the comments again, like back then with Hoppy and a new meme coin. Maybe in today's video there is a meme coin that you particularly like. And it is, of course, a general indicator that if, for example, some investors in my community are convinced by a meme coin, this can naturally transfer to the broader public. Therefore, please feel free to leave a comment. Otherwise, if you enjoy such videos, feel free to leave a like and subscribe. Also, check out my last video where I discussed why meme coins will perform well in the near future. And otherwise, if you don't have an exchange to buy altcoins yet, feel free to use the link in my video for coins. You can definitely save on fees and snag a little bonus. And otherwise, for those who are more interested in me personally, in my inner circle, I have now launched my own expert group with 4 other experts where we regularly share insights and provide general value to naturally get the absolute maximum out of the upcoming bull run. So for those who are more interested in this and would like to be among the first to receive such meme coin plays, especially these meme coin analyses, feel free to join here. Under Performance Syndicate, it's basically my own group, combined with other experts. So I fully support you being informed about this. Feel free to use the link in my video description and also use the code PSLaunch to save 50%. As mentioned, it's completely non-binding. You can check it out for a month, give feedback, and then leave if you want. There are already over 100 people in, so a big thank you for the extremely positive response regarding the group. But as I said, I sincerely thank you for your attention, and I would say we will see each other again in the next video.